Good morning and welcome to El Casa de Falang. This is my quarantine hotel room where I will be staying for the next 10 days. Originally it was 15 days for government regulations, but since April the 1st they've changed it to 10 days, which is fine, and it's good news. I really don't want to be confined any longer than necessary, so it's good news all around. I'm just going to use this video to give you a bit of a tour of my room, show you my living conditions for the next 10 days and some of the things that happen whilst in quarantine. So yeah, follow me. Right, so we'll start with the main living area. Not the biggest, but you know, I don't exactly need a running track in here. The bed, got my laptop for doing any uni work or just browsing on YouTube when I'm bored. Got my little games console as well. So yeah, I would recommend, if you wanted to do this quarantine, is bring as much entertainment as possible, because you are going to be in here for a while, all day, especially when you're getting used to the time difference in your body clock. You might be awake at unusual hours. Yeah, phone, looking around. Nice flat screen telly. I haven't really used it yet. It's just mainly looks like Asian channels. A lot of them aren't in English. I've seen Premier League might be on at the weekend, which is good, but it'll probably have Thai voiceover. I can deal with that. Down here we've got supplied with coffee and tea, just pretty typical things you get in a hotel room. Microwave, reheating any food that I get. Just found out today that I've got top-up supply of everything in here: bin bags, coffee, sugar, powdered milk. Fridge, nothing in it. I was a bit disappointed by that because I'd seen some other quarantine rooms, they had like Coca-Cola and all sorts in, but I guess it'll keep the weight off me anyway. Dump my suitcase here. Safe, can't see myself needing the safe, to be honest. Nobody's going to come in this room. I just keep everything locked in my suitcase. Hangers the same. I don't plan on unpacking too much because I'm not staying in here for too long. Over here, got the sink area. You have to wash your gubbins in here as well, all your plates and stuff, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. I was going to do some laundry in here as well, but I haven't really been provided with anything to do that, so I'll just pay for a laundry service when I check out, hairdryer and whatnot. Over here we've got the toilet, and behind door number 2 we've got a shower. I had a shower when I got in here yesterday and no complaints. Hot water's there, it's perfect. Yeah, plenty of water. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the room. You may be wondering how I get my food. What happens is it gets delivered to me. I get it 3 times a day. I'm not 100% sure about this. They did show me when I checked in, but it's between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning I'll get my breakfast. I think it's 11 to 12 I'll get my lunch, so I'm expecting that any time now. And I think it's between 5 and 6 I'll get my evening meal. Now, that's a little bit tricky when you've been like, you might have the odd snack in England, because I've not really got any snacks in this room. So the good thing is they've been bringing me quite a lot of food, so you don't have to eat it all at once. Maybe put some away for later. So I've got a microwave for, it's useful for stuff like that. So I may get into that pattern myself. I was starving last night. Or I may just try and get into the pattern of eating 3 times a day. Like I said, it might be good for the keeping the weight off. So yeah, I'll just show you. I'm expecting food anytime now. So what happens is it gets delivered to my door. They knock on the door and run off, and then I go and get it, and it's in a bag outside. So just double check if there's any there now. I can't flip the camera around, so you'll just have to make do with my face. Okay. Yeah, so my lunch has arrived. What I liked about this one is they've got in Thailand, they've got their own version of WhatsApp. It's called Line. Some of you may be familiar with that. And what they do is downstairs send me a message to my phone, and which has a picture of the menu, and I just go on edit and tick what I want, and then they do it a day in advance, so the next day I get what I want. So I think I ordered this yesterday when I first checked in, so we'll have a look. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick check on what I've got. I'm a bit hungry, but I'll eat after this video. Alright. Some biscuit looking things. Oh, yeah, I do remember this. Tomato soup. And spag ball, happy days. Alright, so I'll have them shortly. And another thing to mention as well, so I showed you that I get my food from outside. When my bin's full, it does get full quite quickly, I drop that off outside as well. I've not sussed out whether I drop it on the tray or on the floor. I'm just waiting to get bollocks before I figure that out. But I've just been dumping it on the floor outside and nobody's complained yet. Okay, lastly I'll show you the balcony and the view I've got, point out some places of interest as well. It is 30 odd degrees outside now. I mean, it's quite cool in here with my aircon on all the time. It's supposed to be thundering really badly lately, but there doesn't seem to be too much sign of that. But yeah, the view's not too bad. There we go. If I've got my bearings right, this is facing towards Jom Tien, which is just outside of Pattaya to the side of it. There we go. So I'll just point out a few places that I know off the top of my head. So that is the LK Hotel. If I'm right, there's a road down here and that takes you straight to part one of the nightlife. So you've got a Soibako and LK Metro. They're known to have loads of bars and they're over this way. You can't see them obviously. My condo, which I'm going to move on to for the last like 4.5 months of my trip, is the, you can see just in the distance behind that antenna. I'm actually in one of these rooms, I think, which is facing this way, so I may be able to see this hotel when I check in. But yeah, my condo's over there. If you look really closely there, you can see the tower that's in Jom Tien, which is the neighbouring town, and they have like a zip line going all the way down that tower, and it looks like frightening the life out of you, but I may give it a go. And then in the distance you can see like some hotels and stuff, and there's a lot of them if you look closely. They've got cranes on them, there's constant work being done, so maybe they're getting ready for some sort of tourism. And I think that green and white one over there, when I was looking for a condo, I was going to stay there. I think it's called Pattaya City Residence or something like that. But I think I saw a bad review about it online and that put me off it. Yeah, this is the view. Right, so that's my room. Just a bit more information about it. So I paid £850 odd, maybe a give or take, to stay here. I originally booked for 15 nights because that was the rules back when I booked this a couple of months ago. I am in the process now of getting refunded for the 5 days I'm not going to be using. The rules here is I can't leave, so I have to stay in this room. I will get tested, and I think they said day 5, and I presume the last one will be maybe day 9 or 10 when I'm due to leave. Hopefully it won't test positive. You know, I've been on a long journey here. I've been in 2 airports, so hopefully fingers crossed everything will be okay. But that's where you need to pay for insurance here, just in case I do get admitted to hospital. But fingers crossed that won't happen. There is also a on-site nurse downstairs who I communicate using that Line app also. And she asks me to provide my temperature twice a day. She said once at like 8 in the morning and once at 6 in the evening. And all I basically do is this thermometer, I just put it under my armpit and leave it there for a bit. And then I take a picture of it on my phone and send it to her. So they are pretty much on it here. They're all hazmated out. If you can kind of get your head round that, being treated like a bloody leper, then you should be fine here. Yeah, I have to stay here for the whole duration. I'm not allowed to leave. I may be able to go and spend an hour a day at poolside if I test negative after the first test. but I've also seen mention that UK people might be excluded, you know, because of variants and all this lot. So as far as I know, I'm expecting to stay in my room for the whole time, and that's pretty much it. I communicate to the staff on that line app I mentioned before, and that's pretty much it, really. You know, if I have any special requests, maybe somebody can get me some food from the 7-Eleven outside. I'm not going to do that, but you can do that. And you can contact the staff downstairs and they'll help you any way they can. But yeah, that's pretty much it. My home for the next 9 days now, 1 day down. And yeah, if you have any questions, just feel free to shoot me a message and I'll be back to you soon. I'm lost in a city, still so far from home.